Objection! And hello to everyone out there today. It is I, the Yomi, and it's all good to see you today. I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm tired. I slept pretty well. Well, I guess I slept okay would probably be the more, like, accurate thing for me to say, but, Like, I woke up earlier than I intended, and then I was just... And then I took, like, a huge nap this afternoon that I didn't want to. And, like, I'm still feeling, like, exhausted, even though it's like, I didn't really do much today. So, I am definitely feeling the effects of just being like, why am I like this today? So, you know. Hold on. I'm very glad that tomorrow is a Friday, that this has been actually a short week for me since I took so much time off this week. And then I can have a very simple little weekend before going back to work. I do admit that playing Animal Crossing does seem to be helping me feel a little bit better about things. Because it's such a low commitment game of like, you know, it's like, you know, put whatever you want into the game and get whatever you want out of it. Of course, I am very much the like, I have tasks, I will do these now. And I like doing that because I am an insane human being that just enjoys getting tasks complete as soon as possible, so I'm going to probably keep playing the game pretty religiously for at least a few months and see how I go from there. But I don't know, I think I just need to find more games that are like low commitment games that I can play just a little bit and then like walk away from it as I need to. Otherwise, I'm okay. Very low energy. I'm gonna play this case. I want this case off my docket. It's like, I'm already so done with this case. I want it off of my plate. Okay, let's get it started up. Let's just catch the killer. Ba-ba-da, give me a minute. There we go. Part 3 of investigation. Boop, boop. December 29th, 3:03 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Nick... What is it? I got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yep, magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the trick when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearlie showed me was incredible. Pearl did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see, it looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. First she put her right thumb next to her left hand, and then she just separated it. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? How'd you do that, Nick? You're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a crime. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. Well, I suppose I should... I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, do you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who knows that is Mo, right? He says that he saw it. That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that. Do you think he might be trying to frame Max? If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. There's no reason why anyone would believe he flew. But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that, Max. You're really not helping my confidence here, Maya. Everyone seems to hate Max. Ben, Trillo, Mo, they all have nothing nice to say. That magician does seem rather full of himself, doesn't he? Especially when he says things like customers only go to the circus to see him. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle. But what? But that doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. And it was proven that neither Ben nor Mo lied on the stand. Maybe Ben saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume. But Mo clearly said that he saw Max himself. I guess we need to go talk to Mo. You hear that? It sounds like two people arguing. Alright, let's do this. Are you ready?
Yes, wait.
Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. Alright, let's go.
Row, row, row your boat.
Row, row, row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that.
I'm trying my best, but Trillo, this just isn't going to work.
You enjoy saying dumb things? You're going to have to be on your own someday. If you can't handle something as simple as this, what are you even going to do then? Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trillo. What are you doing here? Can't you see we're at a secret crash training course? I'm sorry? Secret crash training? Whoa.
Trillo won't give up until I said we'd try out his idea for a new routine. So, we're trying to sing it around for our new ventriloquism act.
Hi, Rated Pup. How are you doing? I hope you're well. And the world's cutest chunky panda. I don't know, maybe. And around, you can't really do that. You can really do that? That's incredible. See, even they are surprised by the idea. I told you.
But they're not the only ones. You even surprised me with your idea.
Once we get a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice.
You think so?
Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you. Ah, there it is. Now that I got this ring back, it's time to take one more shot at Regina.
Today's trial.
I know that you already testified in court today. You want to talk about what we saw, right? Yeah? Well, at first we thought it was the old man. Just look at his walk and how he acted, right, Ben?
Oh yeah, that's right.
But then we said hello and didn't even get a reply. Not to mention he was draped in those gaudy symbols. What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols? What do you think, Ben?
What? Oh, I would have thought it was the ringmaster.
Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw. Also, hello, long lost. Got all my emotes taken care of. Yay! Why am I asking you? I was hoping I could ask you about Regina. I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now. Really? That's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent? Huh, you haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart? Waiting like this is part of being in love. How so? If you had a clue, you would know the waiting is such sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that is one of the best parts. Yeah, I knew that. Poor Maya, she's so red she looks like a vine-ripe tomato. So how's the new routine working out? Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routines are secret. We're going to take the ventriloquism world by storm. It'll be a real revolution. That sounds incredible. But let me make one thing clear. We're not going to take on the world just because that jerk said we should. That jerk? Max Galactica? If a farmer should aim for the world, who does he think he is? Trillo, you seem to really be fired up about all this. He needs to realize that he isn't the only one who can conquer the world stage. You're right. You're right. Mark my words, I, Trilloquist, will win the Grand Prix. You're the man now, doll. Row, row, row your boat will be the key to a glorious victory. Not to rain in your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best? Hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up. You gotta be a part of this too. I wonder if there's anything I can present that would be actually... Nope. What about money? Okay. I guess we could go see if Mo is in his room. Oh, it's you two. Oh, thank God, Gumshoe. You're such a delight to... You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest? I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her. Yeah, I figured as much. Let me tell you something, Mel. Listen to that old clown suck all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something. I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes. I know that, pal. You don't have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laughing that much? Francesca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself. Alright, pal. You're not gonna get me to bite back a woman with a whip. No way! Why are you defending her? Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up, poof, there she is. Don't show up. 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 Looks like she's wounded. It looks like she's wounded. It looks like she wound him up pretty tight. She's directly above us as we speak. Huh? How's that possible? According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. If that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal. Oh, I see. Who lives in that room? Behind the window up there. The acrobat's got his room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma is going to start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas of going up to the acrobat's room. Got it, pal? Francesca Von Karma. Once she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. Let's go to Mo's room. Mo's not here. If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into his room. I'm sure you would have already heard him laughing away. What do you think he's laughing at when he's all by himself? I always thought he was just thinking up new jokes. He must really love his work. Let's see. Get away from me. Huh? Where's Regina? I don't know. But if she's with the tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you? No, I'm just allergic to wild tigers. Also, hi, Damien. Sorry, I meant to say hello. Let's try the cafeteria, see if anyone's here. Right, welcome to the wonderful, the fabulous, the cafeteria. He's in an awfully good mood. Alright, you know what time it is. Riddle time! Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer this. It's easy. Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of the bowel destruction? Bzz, wrong! Try again. Okay, what do you think, girlie? I got it. Okay, what is your answer? Because they are in the cafeteria. Exactly! It's an incredibly sad place, that cafe. I did it! What's going on? He's being too nice. Today's been a really crazy day, hasn't it? You're telling me. I didn't think it was going to be so tough. Tough? Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what you call a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning, I had to smash watermelons. I told them all a great story, even greater jokes, but no one busted out laughing. You mean use the famed no shoes, no shirt, no service joke? Exactly! How could you not laugh at a stunning comedy like that? Are you 100% sure about your testimony today? I saw what I saw, I swear! That creep just flew through the air? It wasn't exactly flying per se, it was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max. I don't see his psyche lock, he must be telling the truth. It's alright. How much here? Should I have gone to the detention center? Oh, my sweeties! You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation. That's show business. The night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here's how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not just something I can do at will. I don't care what that stoogey clown says, it wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think. I was thinking about this in the court today. I got a favor to ask of you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? But I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix? Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at the circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I can simply not tolerate. Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears. Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? Be honest though, I've told this story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me. I really am sick of telling this story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I could tell it again. Voila, here, take a look at this.
I just happened to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at that fabulous stage. That is the first stage I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself, I could die right then and die a happy man. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus. That's incredible, Max. I own a trophy too. Hey Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. My sweeties, can you have this picture of my triumph? You can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all of the other members of the circus. Look and learn, that's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail? Shinru, hello, and thank you so much for the raid. Let me give you a quick little shout out here. Oh, you're playing Thousand Year Door. I need to start playing Paper Mario. I might actually do that this weekend. I might make that my goal this weekend, to play Paper Mario and have fun with it. But hello, Shinru, and hello everybody from the raid. I'm Deoxyomi. If you don't know me, it's such a pleasure to see you, and I hope you've been having a wonderful time. I certainly have been doing great and being all cozy right now, trying to get through this circus case that is a bit problematic, and hopefully we've gotten through the problematic portions of it. Otherwise, hello, welcome on in, be all cozy. I'm a little low energy, so I'm just kinda just doing my thing, having fun with it. Being all like, ugh. You know, just being a panda, as pandas do. You mean I gotta think? You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can just be adorable. You can sit there, and I can pet on your head, and we'll just be like, oh, right. I guess that's what I needed, and now I can actually go to the circus entrance and start doing all this stuff. Ugh. Oh wait, no. OMG! Oh, OMG, you! Or something, I don't know. Ah, not this picture! He showed it to you guys, too! You've seen it as well? Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. Oh, yeah. He didn't just show me the picture. What do you mean? He showed me his bust, too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He made us worship it every day. He made us bow to his greatness. He's got a big bust. He's got huge tracts of land. I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust. Not that I'm into that sort of thing. I am! Max's bust should be on that small table over there. There's nothing over there. Really? Oh yeah! When was it? I'd say about 5 days ago. All of a sudden, the bust disappeared. What? It disappeared? If you want to see it, there's a photo of the bulletin board over there. Max just had to put the picture up. Huh. Hey, this thing is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me. Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Aw. Is there anything else that's
Is there anything else that's changed about this place? Nope, nothing's changed that I can see. I wonder if he's actually thinking about this, or if he's setting up for a bad joke. No, I'm drawing a blank here. A quiet mo is a good mo in my book. We love moves out here. We do! I want bigger moves and bigger chests. Excuse me, I'm having like drawn out conversation with a friend that I haven't talked to in like a few months. Bigger is indeed better. I guess there really aren't any other good things that have changed, huh? Well, there is this one teensy tiny thing that does seem different. Tell us. Well, on the morning of the crime, over on that bulletin board, this piece of evidence was posted front and center. Piece of paper. It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see its title. It says, "To the murderer." Murderer? Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it has been ripped off. And I don't know who posted it. When did you find this? The morning before the murder. Before the murder? Yeah, the ringmaster was killed the night after this paper is discovered. Who in the world posted this thing? Nick, I think we better follow up on this important lead. This was posted on the bulletin board. That's around when Max clocked Ben over the head. Sorry, I hadn't remembered it until now. It was torn down before anyone really paid any attention to it. So you don't know what it was written on, do you? You don't know what was written on it, do you? Unfortunately, I don't. But I bet you they would know. Who are they? Max and Ben! They were here before me that morning. Well, we know where one of them is. Maybe. Do you mind taking a look at this? Well, I guess we can go to Max. Do you know anything about this note? The morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria. Don't tempt me with a good time. I can tempt you with anything. I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really company. It was more just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his tailcoat. Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Uh-huh. Oh, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweeties. Go and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweetie pie princess. Why are you annoying? Why are you useless? Max and the ringmaster had their talk in this room. It could have been when the ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside. Why'd he do that anyway? Was it really that cold or something? Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of the tailcoat. You know, I got a feeling I know what this is. I bet that's the other half of the note that Mo gave us. Let's hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. I knew it! It fits perfectly with the other piece. It even bended itself. What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Tonight at 10 p.m.? That's when the murder took place! Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster. Torn by ringmaster, found in his tailcoat pocket. Yep, you're still useless. Wait, do I need to go back to you and talk to you about this? Okay. Let's see. What? Mo's gone. There's a message on the bulletin board. I'm hungry, so I took off to get some hamburgers. Love, Mo. Hamburger. Just think about it. Just thinking about it is making me hungry. All of a sudden, I need a burger bad. All of a sudden, I need a new partner bad. Okay, so we're done here. You are useless to me. Good day. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. I'm sure you did a good job, as usual. Well, I am done with the investigation of the acrobat, finally. But with Miss Von Karma... Nick, what is that? That beeping sound? Huh. It's Miss Von Karma. Huh. Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind. Some sort of pager or something? If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here quick. See ya, pal! I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast. So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. The wind is biting us. Ah! It's biting his lashes from a whip. Von Karma! She really did appear. It was a real battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. You mean the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news? National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smidge. Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands onto something big, huh? I'm amazed you picked up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? A conclusive witness? You must mean the acrobat, right? I am putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah, I get it already. You want to beat me and destroy me. I can't worry about her. I've got to try and find out more information myself. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this, or any other conversation? Then what's this revenge thing you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix, right? I have to see him again one more time. Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth. What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, why would you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth? Manfred von Karma. Exactly right. It was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was... right again. Miles was like a little brother to me. A little brother? But Edgeworth and Nick are the same age. Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he's gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Nick, what does she mean? Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case. And then, with the case after that one, he never set foot into the court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead. I don't believe it. He's still alive. I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddied the honorable name von Karma. I'm going to find him. And then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. Man, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me again, okay? Nick? Miss von Karma. What? I don't know if you're God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had about enough of you. Him, too. What in the world happened? This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Vree, hello. Nick? Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor. I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick. Let's go to Acra's room. Birds! I love birds. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yeah? Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. Ken Dingling? Ken Dingling. Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro. Mr. Acro? How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you'd certainly show up here. Acro, you're a member of the circus as well. That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform is in my wheelchair. Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me, he was truly a lifesaver. It seems like the ringmaster was truly a saint. He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided that I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. I really like these birds. I love these birds. Hold on. There we go. Okay. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina. Regina's so cute. She's truly a princess. Uh-huh. Truly a princess? Are you sure that's a good thing? Did I detect a hint of grudge against Regina? Oh, wait a minute. Right. I think I'm remembering some points of this plot. I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair? The nerves in my legs were badly damaged. And you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. That's awful. The accident happened during an acrobat session, right? Ooh. Psyche locks. It doesn't seem like Acra's injuries were acrobatic in nature. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, exactly when were you injured? It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago? What in the world went on at the circus then? I stopped by yesterday and noticed that you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. You went there for rehabilitation? What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream. Huh? I just couldn't believe it. When I saw what I saw... What you saw? Jeez, that sounded really ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window. I see, the scene of the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive it was Max you saw flying? I'm absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick? What's this? That's what we want to know. It was posted in the cafeteria in the morning before the murder. In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. If it's got something to do with her, then you should go straight to the source. Her? Regina, ask her about it. Maximilian Galactica, right? You'll have to forgive me, but I try not to think about him. Let me look at it. It looks like something is really weighing on him. I like that the birds just, like, jump on him. What do you think of this? Let's do a couple other pieces of evidence. Ooh, we should probably ask him about the monkey. Money is a great friend to me. That pile of treasure over there is his collection, huh? That is indeed. It is indeed. Money will bring anything back with him. Aw, that's so cute. Yeah, I'm not great with the ladies, but I seem to be pretty popular with the animals. Nothing in Mo's room, nothing out here. You're still useless, get out of my face. I got a bad feeling about this. Ah, Nick! Wonderful. Today's special must be filet of phoenix. Stay! Stay! Heal! Oh, Maya, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry. I guess I made a mistake. Hold on. A mistake? Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson. But I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey? It's a pity about what happened to the Regmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man. He was! I loved my dad so much. I hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father. That's why I feel so lonely. Now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while? Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. Ugh. A star? That means that my dad is looking down at me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone. When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet you there's no way that Maya believes that. What do you mean there's no way I'd believe that? Do you think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so? Yeah, you will, I think. I got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky. I wonder if everything is alright with Regina. Just to go back and clear up something, why do you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's a meanie. He's got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you? It must be something shiny, right? Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles. It's really beautiful. You should see it. We should? When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney. If you sold that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me. Gladly, but of course, I'll get it for you. Leave it all up to us. Guess there's no turning down that request. Yeah, you really gonna do it? Regina, have you ever seen this before? I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while. It was in your pocket? This piece of paper was in your pocket? I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. Breakfast time? Yeah, I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. That's when you realized the piece of paper was in your pocket? Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged to someone else's pocket. And then what? I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so... You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you? I did! I stuck it up there. How'd you know? So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen? The morning of the murder, I think. That explains a lot. I wonder who wrote this. Okay. Now we know what the note's before. Blaze, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hold on. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were really the cause, he'd have no reason to keep it secret. Acker, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? I don't think I have enough evidence. What's this? That's what we want to know. It was posted in the cafeteria in the morning of the murder. In the cafeteria. Which we did. Regina didn't have anything else to say. Oh, Mo! Mo's not here. What's that? I hear something. Stop it, Nick. You're scaring me. Ah! Nick, it's money! That monkey's holding something. That's it. That's the thing that means a lot to Regina, remember? Alright, time to take on this monkey, attorney style. Yikes. Whoa! I tried to have a monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. Nick, you swiped it while money... I swiped it while money was distracted. Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. Having mac and cheese with spicy tuna in it. Nice. Let me see it. Let me see it. Huh. You can see it's fine from where you are. You know what I mean? I really want to try on Regina's costume. Maybe then they can take you in at the circus and I can get some peace and quiet. What's the matter now? It doesn't fit me at all. Oh well. Guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. Not to mention it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. It's not Maya's size at all. Okay. I love how they have to clarify that. It's like, Okay, we found your stupid costume. Here you go, Regina. Yay, thank you. You really got it back for me. Don't mention it. I love you, Mr. Attorney. It's nothing. No wonder guys smelled some mush in front of this girl. Hey, Regina. That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? This isn't mine. It was Leon's. Leon's? You know, the lion she told us about. Oh, the one that someone killed. Leon, he was killed, wasn't he? That's right, my dad killed him. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. During practice? Leon was sitting down, and then he opened his mouth. You know, wah. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. Wait, you put your head into a lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the crowd always loved seeing me do that. They always start screaming. You sure they were screaming because they loved seeing you do that? Anyways, what was the bad thing? Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice. Regina, everything was alright though, right? No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry. And that's when Leon... Yep. That's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Shot by the ringmaster 6 months ago for biting a performer. Is that what I need? Is this what I need? You continue to be useless to me, Mo. I think you still need more. Probably. Still need to keep looking around. Let's go to all the usual places. We'll check the detention center. Aha! Something smells fantastic. So, we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers. Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to Bistro de Circuit, aka the cafeteria. It smells so good in here, and those burgers look great. She's drooling like she's some sort of crazed burger monster. My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted bun, special sauce. They're absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into the hamburger heaven. I bet. I can tell by the smell. Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. Those burgers must have some kind of special power. Unholy bun, hello. Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do? That's all I thought about the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Acro's story, haven't you? Like how he was adopted when he was younger? He's calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset that he said he couldn't go on. He was that upset? Yes, he was. Anyways, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the ringmaster shoes. What? Really? Max would still be an issue, though. Max? He may be a bit mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue his importance. He's probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right. Oh. All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know. The tragedy? You know, what is he talking about? Get over what tragedy, Mo? Huh? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Nothing at all. You must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, that's it. You're right, girlie. Dang, correctamundo. Doesn't he mean ding? Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us? Yeah, no, not at all. What makes you think that? It's the way you said, if everyone can get over the tragedy seems a bit strange. It sounds like you were talking about something from a long time ago. Mo, I'm right, aren't I? So now we're getting closer to the truth. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. 6 months ago, eh? Why are we BDSing the clown? Because he's the only joy in this entire circus. Alright, I think I have the evidence to do this. Mo, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus? Okay, there's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there! Some juicy burgers! Let's eat instead! Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Actually, I've kind of got an idea of what happened back then. Mo, you said something about an accident. This wouldn't happen to be the cause of that accident, would it? I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during a practice, right? How did you... I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. Like putting her head inside Leon's mouth, right? Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. She believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He never could say no to her. Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo, don't clam up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. You promised? He's involved in this too. He's involved, huh? Mo must be talking about... Mo, is this person that you promised you wouldn't say anything? Is it Acro? It must have been Acro, right? How'd you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. No way! I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro.
Unlock successful.
It's just like you said. You know, the accident. Did someone die? No, but it would have probably been better if he had. How would that have been better? A hydrate? Okay. He's still alive. But when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma that he's in. Coma? All he does now is lie in his bed at the hospital. And that's all he's ever going to be able to do. I see. How's he related to Acro? He's his brother. The person who got bit was Acro's brother. Brother? They were an acrobat team of brothers, Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyway, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Who is Acro's younger brother? Sean Dingling, but everybody always called him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. Six months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden, Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling. You mean Leon? Yeah, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. Some sick grin. No way! That's impossible! A smirking lion? A flying murderer? Why does it seem that it's always Bo who catches all these incredible events? Nick, can lions smile? We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. So that's what really happened. Well, you guys were so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. but all that truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper. There he goes again, acting like his normal, crazy self. Nice, what a wonderful sneeze. Huh? You think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel, that's basic clownmanship. Really, I know you got to understand that. Nick, I think I'd make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. The painted ferret, hello. I hope you are painted well today. Does Regina sneeze with pepper too? She does! Bat would always tease her with pepper. I'm remembering things. Bat? From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together. They look perfect together, huh? How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired, but, you know. When you think about it, he really was a good guy. He truly liked Regina. He would try anything to get her attention. He seems like a good guy. Back then, Acker was always laughing. But I guess that everything backstage at the circus isn't always rosy. Bat mentioned, "Hi, Mitsuru." I am remembering more and more why Regina is a terrible person. Also, hi, yes! We have Bat, who is the brother to Acro. Get it? Anyways. You're kind of freezing. Oh, I'm sorry. I wish I could warm you up. It's harder than you think, making people laugh all the time. What do you think about this person? Now we know Acro. We have what we need? Okay. I kind of figured. Okay. To Acro's room. Ah, Mr. Wright. Back again, I see. Well, he did say I'll be back. Wait, or was that someone else? We're back because Acro is hiding why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. It would seem that he knows what we will know. Well, it seems you've got things you want to talk about, so fire away. Okay, yeah, that's definitely the little flag that says, hey, you know exactly what I know. No, I don't. Explain it to me. Nope, sorry. But I have ferret facts. I love facts! I love learning things. Magatama! Are you really telling me the practice accent? Leon, 6 months ago you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to get going. I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I am an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. So let me rephrase that as battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. Bat. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. One fact is that in some states ferrets are illegal. They would be considered as vermin. I think actually in a lot of cities they are considered vermin. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo. He must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. Anyway, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Cut down together. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's last psyche lock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. Regina. You always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What are you talking about? Duh, maybe I overdid it again. But if I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along! Where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it when it was there around breakfast time. I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. You wrote this, and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. Unlock successful. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother Bat had a dare with Regina. I like to imagine that if you mess up one too many during the psyche stuff, Phoenix just calls over and starts just falls over and starts twitching on the floor. It is explained that if he presents the wrong thing, he does get a psychic backlash. So you're not exactly wrong. A dare? An absurd dare. If I could put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane. Didn't you know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid, too. That lion was very old to begin with, and age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up... What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. Bat and Regina, they were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood! The scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. Leon, obviously. Oh! When he bit down a bat's head. The expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick! I know, Mo said the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. Miss Von Karma! I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I have served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro will take more at the prosecutor's office. Acro will talk more at the prosecutor's office. Can lions grin? Not specifically grin, but there is another thing that they can do. And which is exactly what happened. And it also explains one of the more useless pieces of evidence that we have so far. And also explains why Acro feels the way that he does. Acro, a witness? Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you, full of confidence. You must have found something you could use. This is all beginning to come together now. Okay, it doesn't say final day, which is already like, ugh. Excuse me a minute as I check something. Okay. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Teehee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina. How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that. So, what kind of performance will you be putting on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtains. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in a legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo? Top of the morning to you, Governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I bought you a present. Have some milk. Thanks. So, how are you today, right? Well, I got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I got to worry about is how thin the type road is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do things without our usual psychological warfare. Today, rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyway, I want to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her to the court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Elijah, hello! How are you doing, sweetie? I know they can sneeze. Correct! Look at all those paws and belly jiggles. Oh. Look at all that cuteness. Oh. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Atiax's face. Ugh. It's being spoiled so much today. Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. Nightfare had gotten to a sneezing fit when burrowing in a cat litter. Oh my god. So much belly. All the belly, everywhere for me to just nibble on. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Bird! Name and occupation? Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. Where were you on the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Oh, that's cute. Why, I'm not tired. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Is this the second time birds have appeared on the witness stand? Yes! There was Polly, and then this is actually part of Acro's design. I believe in another case, like, I think in the next series, there is a woman that often... No, she had butterflies around her. That was her thing. It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max the Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. The witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. Sweet as daisies, prickly as a rose, If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did.
Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony?
In the words of Ms. Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened.
Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
With a full-grown swan sitting on her head in one of the games. I think that was actually the, Oh, that was the Great Detective series with Sherlock Holmes. And all of that. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright sometimes it can make it hard to sleep.
If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains?
I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains.
Ha, sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers.
The witness will proceed with his testimony. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. Sometimes, yes. You said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside. I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he just said now. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claims of the contradiction?
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I was like, I'm being silly.
What's the matter, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. Until I find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Around the time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no idea to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. Needs to be a clear contradiction. Only saw him from behind. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed, after all. So, with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights... I remember what it was. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silhouette, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. I think in this one it's the hat, because it's like, but the hat was found at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? Phoenix! Hello! That guy who slams his foot on the table. Oh, I love that man. The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. But that would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was tough enough for challenge for me. That's a shame because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause the witness to commit perjury in the court today? He has a grudge against Max. Acro's the real culprit. Is that really what I have to say here? Because the other two don't make sense. He doesn't have much of a grudge against Max specifically. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and mind. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Ah, but it's a good bluff, though. Hold on. Oh, I can't look at that. As much as I would love to look at all of my friend's stuff, but that one probably has. Say hi to my new surprise witness, Phoenix. Murderer! Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. Look at the birds! Is he staying rather calm and he is staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusations? I don't really need to say a thing. Oh wait. How do I do this again? Hold on. I think it's... There we go. Excuse me, I like doing silly little things as I'm... Don't mind me, I'm just being silly.
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous.
She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man.
Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it.
Ugh.
I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense. Now, Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
I guess technically he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices.
You don't say.
Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes.
Mr. Wright? It seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have accomplice, things are not looking good for you.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well, let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be his accomplice? The monkey! You don't say!
Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? Did you hear that? Hear what? The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on solid foundation. Foundation?
Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice?
It might be better for me to say that there wasn't. Now then, this must be when you get to hear the name of a mysterious accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. I can go back in time. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself.
Excuse me. Order! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
He was in his room. He was obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room.
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts?
What say you, Mr. Dingling?
It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Mia, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? Well, what is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingley committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
How did he commit the crime? Well, the note would definitely be the first part of this. I'm going to present some evidence.
So what did Mr. Jingling use to commit the crime of murder against...
Ugh. What did he use? I can't present evidence now. I think we will finally be graced with an explanation. Don't push it, Von Karma. What? You aren't gonna suck me in this time. I'm smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play and my hand sucks right now.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
He means that everything he said up until now has been nonsense. It's true, right? If you can't establish proof of the murder theory, then it's nonsense. Okay, so I have no choice but to figure something out. So what did he use in order to kill? Okay, so we have to present something. So what did Mr. Dinkling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? What is the murder weapon? Probably this. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. That's right. Okay.
The bust?
It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. with the force of gravity and Maximilian's Galactica's ample bust. I mean, I know plenty of people that have very heavy busts that could probably kill people if you really, you know, if you really tried. Ample, exactly. Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
Objection!
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Objection!
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Diggling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, 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 Acro, you can't run away. Ugh! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. Lotus, hello. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time.
Objection!
There is absolutely no need for such testimony.
Objection!
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way for once? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but you will need to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. Ugh, that woman will sink to any low to win a case. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would be impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to an even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Ugh, I can't let her get to me. I gotta focus. Which explains the mystery of one thing. We just have to figure out where to put it in this testimony. Because now it's a matter of how do you know when to throw it? Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I have never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before. Please continue. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightropes. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Oh, how did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown the bust out of the window. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of his head. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window? Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you got a point. Hey, Nick. What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of that, maybe you would think it's sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only I could prove that somehow. But Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how would he get aimed for the ringmaster's head? I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim. That's a ticket. Show them what you've got. Yeah, okay. I believe it is here. It's either this one or the last one. But we do know, because this evidence finally comes into play.
Objection!
Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all of these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order! Order! This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here, forward. So the next question I have is who placed the wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. It was the contents, actually, wasn't it? It was also 20 pounds. Was it the weight of the box? Because a 20-pound box is pretty heavy. You can't really pick it up any other way other than literally like in front of it. Although the contents of it was the pepper. Are we about to... It's either we're about to bring out... Okay, so it is the weight of the box. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift up with your body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposed. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? Yes. Of course I remember. It was on the top table of the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means you understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? Easy! You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that! Easy. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Yeah. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. Well, the monkey is not an accomplice, the monkey is a monkey. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? Monkey! A monkey? Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room?
Objection!
Monkey. But the bust was bronze, doesn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down sometime and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Gah! Acro? Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where is this bust in the question? Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's arguments were so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Duh! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Zenith, hello. How are you doing? I am doing okay. I'm a little tired. Been exhausted all day, honestly. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolutely most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Gah! There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? This one I remember a bit. Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? He saw Max's I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Objection!
Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Sadly can't play my Switch because my controllers have been nothing but a pain. Aw, I'll give you all the pets as well. I already took a fat ass nap earlier today, and that already made me a little like eh. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How was that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Objection!
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? That silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
Objection!
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off of the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? It's so ample that it appears everywhere in this case. He caught me. So, let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Fool! Him? You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I was saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night. Let's step back in time. Acker used the rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached the rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. And this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, you just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That animation was cheap as fuck. Look, this studio only had so much money at the beginning, okay? This series didn't get much money until way later on. It was a Game Boy Advance at the time. That is also true. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Ms. Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. How dare this game not have super ultra high graphics? Stop it. I'm gonna toss some of you. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has, but he has come to the end of his ropes now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale, but do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter, the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Everyone can see a bust, but not the dang rope pulling it up. You're thinking about this too hard, but hi, Dante. 5 billion frames per second. Why are you guys being such, like, If you'll plan to throw me, please let it be to the bed, since I think we're both exhausted. I definitely need to be thrown into a bed as well. Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims.
I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case.
Hard proof.
Behold, magic.
Okay, hard proof. You have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Trying to think, what is the hard proof? It's a contradiction. Something that Mo said that's a contradiction to what happened. Something we haven't used? I don't know. Like, the pepper is the only thing we haven't used, really. To the back of the head. Which, that's not a contradiction. That you have unraveled the trick to this case. And there are no profiles I need to use, because it needs to be proof. That you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Something that was a contradiction in Mo's testimony. Might be the photo. You could try the photo. Okay. They say they want evidence. I just explained how they could possibly be one murder method. But there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. A contradiction, actually. Use that to get out of this jam. Hard proof. Is it the hat again? It is the hat again! Because remember, that would mean that there would have been another hat at the crime scene. Because remember, remember that the hat would have been knocked off. But Mo never mentioned seeing a hat on the floor. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses? Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. Fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in the court. He said that he said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. Well, yes. Because he was wearing the costume. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I could explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up in the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. Someone sounds offended by that claim. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? Well, what is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Hold on. Just need to check on something. Checking on the things that make me happy. Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about this relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubt that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster. Indeed. Akro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. You know what? I think I need to fill up some more water. I do need to fill up some more water. So I'm going to save. I recommend for everybody... Hold on, let me get some Stardew Valley music going. Get a little bit of music going. You know what would also help too? Hold on. I'm just gonna add a text thing. I've been meaning to get this for a while. I know it's here. There it is. Let's see. There we are. I've been meaning to actually get like an actual BRB like this. Okay. I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna see y'all in a minute.
Go get water. Go stretch. Grab coffee. Okay, I'm back. Hello, everybody. Okay. Okay. I got water. I feel a little bit better. Got this big ass thing of water that I got. Makes me so hydrated feeling. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Can finally put that down. Let's see. Okay. We can continue. Hopefully we can finish this case. December 30th. I can't believe it. Acro. It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was almost the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Acker tried to pin the murder on you on purpose? He did? but I'm nothing but a little nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why... Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after I went all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. You go, Detective Gumshoe. I support you. Walk out. Let him become guilty. Now, Detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it? Ah, here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Will Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is a secret. That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, but we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happening in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it all out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did you mean by the very end part? I'm not sure. It's all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. Reception area looks like some kind of dairy. God. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? Court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Darling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your dingling, I should have said. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life.
You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What, you have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old, my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happens to us. The birds with their whispers of killing, they haunt me. The birds! Stop it. We aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Berry Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. No crying in court. Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. That's when the bears took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all whirled into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acker such a wonderful person? I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes it so difficult. How long have you been a performer? Became an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. Ricardo sells the Flying Dingleberries. It's nearly a household name. Dingling berries. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You're truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I'd call them flying squirrels. That would be a better name. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotion contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I just ended up looking like a jerk. I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know. Can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want to kill
would want the ringmaster dead. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acker killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acker had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Duh! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro? You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of the witness murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Duh! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acker was trying to kill someone else? Who's trying to kill Regina? Regina Berry? This young girl in the ring is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? Whack his pee-pee. Stop it.
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
Objection!
He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Duh! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now! Okay. Easy. It's the note. The note is the reason. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. The note. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for that's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for him. Or, yeah, okay. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acra gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. Acra had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Objection!
Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What did you just say?
Objection!
The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to this note? Incident 6 months ago. I know all about it! An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Just keep saving, keep going on. Moron! Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... What? This is it? Well, I kind of figured that I try to get rid of evidence I don't need anymore. Well, from now on, you can get those... The conclusive evidence... The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... a lesson to you, Dioxo. I'm trying. This was in the box. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix, right? Right, because the evidence was in the box. Right. That makes sense. It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Miss Wright. What exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
Objection!
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix, then answer this question. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? Her brother. I mean, his brother. Who is this? That is Acra's younger brother.
Objection!
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead? Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. Or Sheen. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into a current comatose state.
A lion?
Miss Regina Barry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her.
So then what happened to Acro's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder, he's the victim of an accident.
I see.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
It was more than that.
The lion biting Bat was no accident at all.
What?
You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina could ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother.
This is where this goes into place. That's just a scarf.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him.
Regina?
There is something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Pepper.
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Barry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Smiling? The lion was smiling.
That bird, though, that bird. Did he just say fingering a criminal? He did. Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and it looked like it was smiling.
Lions smile?
I've never heard of them smiling, however. Lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What?
You fool!
You got to be kidding me!
Objection!
What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
Do pandas sneeze? Yes, a lot, unfortunately.
I object for objection's sake.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me what I said was true? Acro? You can't mean witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that be? Same problem it's always been, evidence. If I drop Max's bust on the top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack of therefore, to be more precise. The murder weapon? The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case... See how things work out. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but... Why aren't we going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the truth behind the true meaning of Von Karma total justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point to it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. Bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Seems this case is coming to a close. The defense counter-argument looks to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Where's Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. What? We need time to do what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she?
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? Why are you asking me?
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait! You can't be serious! Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we are certain to lose.
Very well. The defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step.
Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where's Max's bust now? You're given 3 very interesting choices. Now, remember what she said. Dick Gumshoe initiated a surprise search on Acro. And as soon as that search was conducted and finished, he was taken. He was taken immediately to the prosecutor's office. For once, Agile came at a good time. Ugh. Because woof. I wouldn't trust Dick Gumshoe, the man is clumsy. Oh, don't be mean. Dick Gumshoe is a lovely being. My first Starfinder game. Oh, neat. So you have to think to yourself, they didn't find it in his room. He can't leave the 3rd floor. He's also been basically at the prosecutor's office until now. So he hasn't really been anywhere. So one, we can basically conclude that it's not in the lodging house, or even at the big top, because they searched everywhere, and he's had no time to go to the big top. Which leads to a certain thought of, which leads to somewhere in the courtroom. It's obvious, the bust is inside this very courtroom! It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. Obviously. It's on Deoxyomi's menu, maybe. Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off of your wheelchair? He's had no time to do anything. But he has a wheelchair. So he's been literally carrying the murder weapon with him underneath him this entire time. I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. He's carrying it with his thighs. I mean, he's a big boy. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you... You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them? Mr. Francesca von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust? Obviously I can't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. So you got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it's me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. That she would laugh innocently when saying it too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So you're saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I could just... not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. He's leaking milk from his eyes. Stop it. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. Ah!
This court is adjourned.
Also, hi, Retin. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside. No, Regina was terrible. That's a good question. And one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them! You're the least problematic person here. I can't be mad at you, no matter what. Everybody else is a problem. You aren't, though. You even called Regina out of her bullshit, which I respect that so hard. You literally dragged her to this courtroom so that she has to listen to how terrible of a person she is and fucking get out of her little reality. You, sir, are the only respectable Thank you. What's with the vibe of this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault! Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back! Now everyone's gonna split up! Regina? Bo understands having to put on a face and generally wants people to smile. Yes! Girl, shut the fuck up, please. You are the problem in this story. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not going to do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? I can't believe that. Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Evidence? Well, he cares about his brother. She said evidence. Hold on. It might be... Okay, we'll try Bat, because I know that he doesn't want to leave him. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat? That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro has been caught... Uh-huh. I know. Oh, what? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. Sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. Oh, what is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen!
The best circus the world has ever seen?
Don't laugh!
That's quite the goal.
Yay! I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things.
Huh.
There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Max.
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you.
Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
It would. Leave. Get out. What are you talking about, Regina?
Why do you think that I brought you to the court today, other than to make you fucking wake yourself up and see the reality that you've been causing and all the messes that you've been... We got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been.
Most white sweetie pie, it can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry.
Max? Nick?
It seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats.
Has opinions.
I do! Regina...
I see what made the case.
Yesterday's surprise raid? It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you?
It was just a theory. If Aqua really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney.
You mean Mr. Wright?
Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Akra's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back.
Understood, sir.
I'll be waiting for you. Mr. Edgeworth!
We did it! We got through the problematic case.
No, I didn't mean to probably take over that one. Nah, it's fine.
We finally got past it.
Okay. There's no way I'm starting a new case. It's like way too late for that. Actually, this is a good time to stop. This is a good stopping point, chat. So, I just want to say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate you guys just like being with me and just being all cozy and cuddly with me as I... I don't think I ever get a chance to raid into them. And they just started too. Even better. Well, not just, but been going long enough that it shouldn't be a problem. And stop any raids. I love them. They're like one of my favorite people, and I never get a chance to say hi to them. They're currently playing Resident Evil 4. I haven't raided them recently, so let's go raid into Hero.
Thank you all so much for being here. I very much appreciate you guys just being all cozy and cuddly with me on this lovely night. Like I said, I may play more of this game. I may also play other games. I could even play more Warhammer. Playing more strategy games would be nice for a change of pace. But until then, I'll figure it out. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I love you all. Make sure you stay warm. The weather is definitely going to start getting worse this weekend if you happen to be in North America. So do be careful about that. I'm hoping that I will be able to stream Friday and Saturday. If weather does get super bad, I may not be able to. So I'll let you guys know otherwise. I do continue to plan on streaming, but I love you all. Stay well. Until next time.